I'm Jackie Tranquita, and this is my story. I was born in Boca Raton, Florida. I've lived in New York, Chicago, California, and been bouncing around a lot lately. I'm a TV host here in New York City. I work for NBC, WeTV. Welcome to my 70 square foot room, and as you can imagine, that makes someone a little stir crazy, so I use all of my free time to be out of the house, whether roaming around New York City or traveling somewhere fantastically far away. Places like India, the UAE, I've been to Israel, all over Europe. Work sent me to Korea. There's nothing better than traveling on someone else's dime.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see, he's drooling.
My specific hobbies are, of course, fashion, like all girls, but specifically food. I've sort of stumbled into food by virtue of my career. I have interviewed some of the top chefs in the world. I have eaten at some of the most amazing restaurants. I've eaten at some of the most amazing food carts, and that's sort of where I specialize. Like, I have a discerning palate, but I love a burger as much as I love the finest steak.
Meat and lots of it.
That doesn't mean I like the finer things in life, because normally my budget does not accommodate that. I'm all about street food, and that's sort of one of my passions. When I get off an airplane, the first thing I do is find some sort of local street vendor. One, please. I really feel like it's not only just about the food that you eat, but the people serving it to you, because those people have been sitting on the same corner since, the beginning of time, serving the same dish, and it works. I'm kind of an adventurer. I don't know how that happened, but I've skydived in Chicago. Skydive. We'll go with skydive. I rappelled 150 stories in San Francisco. I went bungee jumping in Acapulco. That was a spring break mistake. Oh, I did something called heli yoga in Calgary, where they helicopter you to the top of a mountain to do yoga. It was like the coldest morning of my life. But I'm very lucky. I know that I am. By virtue of my job and the freedom in my life, I've been able to travel far and wide and experience some amazing things that most people could only dream about, and I seek it out professionally and personally. You'll never find me staying at the nicest hotel or dining at the trendiest restaurant. You'll always find me just kind of wandering. I like to play, lost, as I call it, where I just kind of go and hope that I can speak enough of the language to find my way back. Also, I always like to travel where I know someone. I don't often travel by myself because I find it so much greater to experience the world with someone, to bounce your ideas off of them, to let them guide you, to guide them. If I am going to go somewhere by myself, I usually try to stay in a homestay. Recently I went to India and I stayed with a family in Bangalore. It's always better to see a country through the eyes of a local, but also you kind of get a real glimpse into what the world is like. Being in someone's home and seeing what they consider, middle class, or what they consider a home-cooked meal. I find that a lot of the places that I've traveled to, people aren't as fortunate as we are in America, but they're happier, and I like that. Something you wouldn't know about me by looking at me, I can do this. I hope that didn't gross you out too much. Photography is obviously big. Ooh, let me show you this one. This is one of my favorite photos that I took in India. I love faces. This right here is why I'll never get Botox, because I want to have that much of a history on my face when I'm like 90 years old. My friends and family would probably say that I'm kind of a free spirit, a little more so than most people I was brought up around. And I'm kind of up for anything, whether that's eating like octopus, live octopus, which I've done, climbing, I'm a rock climber. The three things I'm most passionate about, I would have to say, number one being happiness, in whatever shape or form. For me, it's not really material things, as you can see by my shoebox of a room. Food. I love good food. I feel like people deprive themselves of all the things they love, like food and sleep. I actually have this thing in New York, because there's so many restaurants, I refuse to eat at the same restaurant twice, which is actually really easy to do around here. And thirdly, travel. I mean, travel is definitely one of my passions, and I went through a period of my life where I wasn't able to do it, and now that I have the freedom, I am taking full advantage. I am racking up stamps in my passport rather rapidly. I think my next adventure is going to be to Cuba in August for my birthday. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that I'm going to Cuba or not. I guess that's really it. Thanks again for considering me, and I'm sorry for sweating profusely. It's like 90 degrees in New York today, and if I turn the AC on, you won't be able to hear me. So, hope you enjoyed this little tidbit about me, and I look forward to hearing back.